You say every player has a big part to play in NHL history when they make the show, and this goalie, it's endless what he was associated with and what he was a part of. He was one of the highest drafted goalies in the 1960s, especially by an expansion club. He gave up Guy Lafleur's first goal. Teammate of Wayne Gretzky, he gave up Gretzky's 50th goal in his first season. He was a backup to Rogie Vachon, almost won a Vezina trophy. Was part of probably the best era of the West Coast hockey that LA has ever had. Very successful team. And the team that drafted him, he finally ended up back with that squad at the end of his career. And a strong start in the CHL as well. So today we're going to be talking about the legacy and the talented Gary Edwards. Now, Gary Edwards came to Major Province, of course, playing with the Toronto Marlies. His hometown, of course. 67, he went 4-2-3, but in 68, his draft year, he went 24-11-3 with a 3.24 average and 2 shutouts. Now, he again did miss part of the 67 season, also the Toronto's Ronson Memorial Cup title with mononucleosis. Now, he attended Alderwood Collegiate Institute in Toronto, and St. Louis again took him 6th overall in the first round. Now, he got his debut on January 11, 69 against Chicago, and played in the NHL up until the end of March 82. Of course, he never won a Stanley Cup, but ironically, he played with 6 NHL teams: St. Louis, LA, Cleveland, Minnesota, Edmonton, and Pittsburgh. Now, the minor leagues where he first came to heavy pro prominence, a strong skater in the CHL. He led the CHL with 4 shutouts for Kansas City in 69, and eventually made his first NHL save against Hall of Famer Stan Mikita while playing just 4 minutes of a game between St. Louis and Chicago. Edwards had entered the game to replace an injured Jacques Plante, and came out once Glenn Hall, the third goalie that night, was dressed and ready to take his place. Now, he finished second in the CHL with 2.58 goals against average for Kansas City in 71. Now, it was LA's Rookie of the Year in 72, and he finished third in the NHL with goals against average in 74-75 with a 2.3 goals against tally. Now, he also won LA's Unsung Hero Award in 1974-75. Now, his career wasn't without some negativity. He missed part of the 71 season with a shoulder injury. He missed 19 games in the 74 season with a broken finger, which was suffered during a team practice. And he missed part of the 75 season with a broken bone in his left foot. Now, 79 as well, he had a broken hamstring. And the reason why he had so many injuries, ladies and gentlemen, not the biggest goalie out there, only 5'9", 160. So I can imagine the wear and tear was pretty heavy. Now, known by his nickname Scoop and Blinky, he earned a fine arts degree from the University of Toronto during his collegiate career. Now, he was also selected by the Ottawa Nationals in the 72 WHA draft, the first ever. But in 74, he was also suspended one game due to a stick-swinging incident at Vancouver. Now, he played for Minnesota during the team's appearance at the DN Cup tournament in Sweden, 1980. And of course, he had his great mentor, Glenn Hall, as a personal goalie tutor in St. Louis from 68 to 1970. Now, he also snapped Boston's 21-game home unbeaten streak with a playoff win against them on April 13, 76. Then he went 6-0-5 in an 11-game unbeaten streak from Minnesota from January 26, 1980 to April 2nd, 1980. Now, like I said, he gave up future Hall of Famers Guy Lafleur's first NHL goal on October 23, 71 in LA. Now, he was on the Cleveland team that folded and merged with Minnesota after the 78 season. Now, he's got a love for a lot of sports. He's an avid baseball fan who developed his love for the Dodgers while playing in LA. Now, in the 72 season, that rookie year, of course, the 2 big shutouts, he shut out both Boston and Flyers on the road as an LA rookie, which got him heavy press in Hockey News, Hockey Digest, all Hockey Night in Canada, all the heavy media. And like I said, he gave up Wayne Gretzky's 50 goal on April 2nd, 1980, marking Gretzky's first 50-goal season. Now, a big golfer, he won numerous charity tournaments during his playing career. Now, his road in the NHL has been very complicated. Overall, 286 games over 13 years, 88, 125, and 51. Doesn't tell the whole story. because he played at some rough teams. Now, in November 69, he was loaned by KC, St. Louis's team in the CHL, to San Diego of the WHL in exchange for the loan of Bob Shampoo. Now, on June 10, 1970, he was claimed by Buffalo from St. Louis in the NHL expansion draft. Then he was loaned by Buffalo back to Kansas City, St. Louis organization in exchange for cash. Then he was claimed by LA from Buffalo in the NHL Interleague draft on June 8, 71. Then on June 22nd, 77, he was traded by LA with Whitey Whiting to Cleveland in exchange for Gary Simmons and Jim Moxey. Now on June 15, 78, he was placed on Minnesota's reserve list after the Cleveland-Minnesota dispersal draft, but still played with Minnesota. Now then he was traded by the Stars to Edmonton on February 2nd, 81, became teammates with Gretzky in exchange for future considerations were turned out to be a third-round pick, Wally Chapman. Then on October 8, 81, he headed back to St. Louis when he was claimed from Edmonton in the NHL waiver draft on October 8 of that year. And February 14, 82, he was claimed by Pittsburgh off waivers of St. Louis as part of a deal in which Pittsburgh gave St. Louis its 84 8th-round pick in lieu of paying the waiver price. Now, raw stats, and we're going to go over them very quickly. 32 games with Kansas City in 69, 34 in 1970, and had one game with St. Louis in 69. St. Louis in 70 only played one game, but 3 games with San Diego Gulls as well. 71 he played with Kansas City for 32 games, and San Diego the WHL for 4. Rookie season with LA, one of these best campaigns. 44 contests, 3.60 average, 13, 23, and 5 with 2 shutouts. Now, from then on, he was pretty well the backup for Rogie when he shifted over to the Kings. It's between 73 and 77. He played 27, 18, 27, 29, and 10. And the best campaign, of course, was 75 with that 15 and 8 record, 2.3 goals against average. Now, with Cleveland, he started with a 4-10 and 3 record, and 78 again as a backup, 6-18 and 5. 2 seasons in Minnesota, he played 25 and 26 games. Best campaign was his second with a 9, 7 and 10 record. With Edmonton as kind of the number 3 goalie, he played 15 games in 81 with a 5-3 and 4 record, again as part of that Gretzky-led squad. 82 he played with St. Louis and Pittsburgh, 16 games with a 4-7 and 2 record. So what's kind of ironic too as well, ladies and gentlemen, he had a lot of ties. Like he kept his team in play quite a bit. But career shutouts 11, and it was again a very very strong time. But St. Louis, I think, because of Hall and Jacques Plante getting older, they were trying to get somebody who can mentor, and I think they found a good one. But he mentored him for another team. I know in L.A. he'd always say, you know, the influence of Jacques Plante and Glenn Hall playing in the St. Louis system with them meant a lot to him. But I mean, it was Jesus. He must have had an awful lot of late nights with Cleveland in '78. I saw Cleveland play that year, ladies and gentlemen. Not Gary's fault. He had no help at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of Gary Edwards. If you like what you're doing here, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, you're only good as your last game in any format. And Gary was always good. If the number one needed a break, Gary was a very, very dedicated and competent goalie. But when you're mentored, again, through the Marlies and through the St. Louis, that defensive system, 3 straight cups, you know, it meant a lot. And Gary Edwards, one of the most underrated backup goalies of all time. Thanks for listening. Bye.